Okay, welcome again. Now we're into our special council meeting for the community of Three Rivers, or the municipality of Three Rivers, July 28th, 2025. Call to order. And second is approval of the agenda as presented. Okay, moved by Councillor Spin, or moved by John and second by Wayne, I guess. Okay, so all in favor? Okay. Number 3 is disclosure of conflict of interest. Does anybody have, okay, Patrick? 5.5. Okay, Patrick, let the minutes show that Patrick declared a conflict of interest on 5.5. We have people step out of the room, or can we? Yeah, we'll ask you to step out at that point, Patrick. Thank you. Okay, number 4, nobody else for conflict of interest? Or number 4 is presentations and delegations, and we have Christina Dunn would like to speak, supporting her mobile home application. If Christina is here, she can come to the podium. Evening, Chris. Yep. There's 2 buttons at the bottom. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
You can just tell us your name and where you're from.
My name is Christina Dunn. I currently live in 10 Mile House, but I grew up in Three Rivers area.
Okay.
And Morel.
Okay.
I apologize for those that are here that have already heard this speech. I kept it the same. Good evening. My name is Christina Dunn. I am the property owner of 23 Lorne Valley Road, and I am the applicant on the development permit proposing to move a mobile home onto a zoned agricultural piece of land. I've been told that many homes can only be placed on such land, not mobile homes. However, my reasoning behind pushing the application forward, even giving the information I have, is because the land in question had a mini home on it for several years up until just recently. Therefore, it is equipped with a well and a septic already, which makes it hard for agricultural use. I've invested significant money, time, and effort into my property, including a newly constructed gravel pad for the mobile home, as well as ongoing maintenance and care for the land. I'd like to discuss the images that I had submitted as requested of the mobile home itself. The mobile home I wish to place on the property is an older mobile home that has recently received exterior improvements, which include brand new windows and sills, fresh siding, and a new roof following Fiona. Additionally, we have set aside a budget for new skirting. The interior has an outdated appearance, but we are intending to update it to achieve a more contemporary style. The mobile home is in good structural condition and has been readied for transport by taking off the porch, as the hauler had requested, and has been put on axles and wheels. But we are currently paused due to the bylaw. While I understand that bylaws exist for important reasons, this specific one isn't obstructing a young mother from providing her 1-year-old with a home in a community where she spent her childhood, surrounded by family in all directions. We personally appreciate the property's location for numerous reasons, particularly regarding future schooling and sports opportunities for our child as he grows, as well as the convenient local resources available to me, such as grocery stores and other businesses. I believe you will be valuable and engaged members of Three Rivers community, and I sincerely hope that those present today share this sentiment. Thank you all for taking the time to hear my concerns.
Okay, thank you, Christina. Okay, we're going to move on to planning board reports. That's all the speakers we had, so I'll turn it over to the chair of the planning board.
Okay, thank you. So 5.1. This application concerns a single unit dwelling located at 22 Grafton Street, Georgetown, PID 170688. The key planning issues associated with this proposal are considered to be the official plan policies concerning housing development, compliance with the development bylaw. The single unit dwelling is a 2-bedroom, 1-story house. The single unit dwelling will fit in with the character along Grafton Street. The property is zoned high density, residential, R3. This section of Grafton Street features 1 to 2-story single-unit dwellings and will fit in with the surrounding properties. The proposal is recommended for approval, subject to permit conditions which include 12-month expiry revisions, silt controls, and approved plans. Okay, therefore, the Town of Three Rivers Planning Board recommends to council to approve the following motion. The mayor and council to approve the special use permit for an 876 square foot single unit dwelling with a 32 square foot front covered porch and a 454 square foot rear deck located at 22 Grafton Street, Georgetown, PID 170688. Condition 1, the permit is valid for 12 months from the date of issue. 2, any proposed changes or revisions to the approved plan must be submitted to the development officer for approval. 3, prior to construction and prior to the establishment of a lawn, silt controls in the form of numerous straw bale filters shall be in the drainage routes. And 4, the following constitutes the approved plans. The development permit application form received June 20th, 2025. Elevation and floor plans received June 20th, 2025. Drainage plan and site plan dated July 9th, 2025.
Okay, you've heard the recommendation of planning board, a mover and a seconder? Okay, second, okay. Moved by Alan, second by John. Any questions for planning board chair on this application? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that motion is carried. We'll move on to 5.2 on page 39 of your package, and I'll turn that over to Ann as well.
Thank you. This application concerns the sighting of a recreational vehicle for 120 days on PID 255125 at 218 Lloyd Westaway Road. The key planning issues associated with this proposal are considered to be sewage disposal arrangements during the temporary siting of a recreational vehicle, the impact upon adjoining properties in the rural area. The planning department believes the proposed location has minimal impact on the adjoining properties. Recreational vehicles in rural areas for limited time periods is supported within the official plan and development bylaw. The associated accessory building was previously consented to when the area was under provincial authority. The proposal is recommended for approval subject to permit conditions which include 120-day permit expiry, sewage disposal, removal of a wreckage trailer. Okay. Therefore, the Town of Three Rivers Planning Board recommends to council to approve the following motion. Mayor and council to approve the sighting of a recreational vehicle for 120 days on PID 255125 218 Lloyd Westaway Road. Condition 1, the permit is valid for 120 days from the date of issue, after which time the recreational vehicle must be removed from the site. 2, sewage and gray water must be disposed of properly into an approved septic system or pumped from holding tanks and disposed of properly. 3, the plans, the development application received July 2nd, 2025, and the site plan received July 2nd, 2025.
Okay, you've heard the recommendation from planning board. Mover and a seconder, please. Okay, moved by Deputy Mayor Jenkins, second by Councillor Van Dyke. Questions for the chair? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion is carried. We'll move on to 5.3 on page 61 of your package.
Okay. The application concerns the sighting of a recreational vehicle for 120 days on PID 163618 at 150 Mill Road. The key planning issues associated with this proposal are considered to be sewage disposal arrangements during the temporary siting of the recreational vehicle, impact upon adjoining properties, and the rural agriculture area. The planning department believes the proposed location has minimal impact on adjoining properties. Recreational vehicles in rural areas for time-limited periods are supported within the official plan and development bylaw. The associated accessory building was previously consented when the area was under provincial authority. The proposal is recommended for approval subject to permit conditions which include 120-day expiry, sewage disposal, and removal of the recreational trailer. Therefore, the Town of Three Rivers Planning Board recommends to council to approve the following motion. Mayor and council to approve the sighting of a recreational vehicle for 120 days on PID 163618, 150 Mill Road. Condition 1, the permit is valid for 120 days from the date of issue, after which time the recreational vehicle must be removed from the site. 2, sewage and gray water must be disposed of properly into an approved septic system, pumped from holding tank and disposed of properly. 3, the development application received July 2nd, 2025, and the updated site plan received July 2nd, 2025.
Okay, you've heard the recommendation from planning board, mover and a seconder. So moved by Councilor Monroe, second by Councilor Spin. Any questions for Ann? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's approved. 5.4 on page 85, we'll turn that over to Ann as well.
Thank you. The application concerns the siting of a mobile home. The structure would be located within an existing residential parcel in the rural settlement area and within the land zone for agriculture uses. The key planning issues associated with this proposal are considered to be the siting of a mobile home outside of designated mobile home zoning, the siting of an additional residential unit resulting in more than one main building within the agricultural zone, and the housing need. The proposal to site a mobile home on a lot already containing a dwelling is not supported by the Town of Three Rivers official plan or development bylaw. While the need for housing is acknowledged, the mobile homes are only permitted within designated residential mobile home zones and must be serviced by central water and sewer. Conditions not met in this case. The subject property is zoned agriculture, where mobile homes are neither permitted nor allowed by special permit, and the placement of a second main residential building on the lot further contravenes the bylaw. As such, the proposal is not consistent with the town's planning policies and regulations, and the refusal is recommended. And so, the recommendation for refusal was defeated by Planning Board by 4-2. Therefore, the Town of Three Rivers Planning Board recommends to council to approve the following motion. Mayor and council to approve the proposed siting of a mobile home at 841 Wim Road, Route 316, PID 258897. Plans, the application form and drawings received and dated July 9th, 2025. Site plan received July 9th, 2025. CSA Z-240 confirmation received July 9th, 2025.
Okay, you heard the recommendation from planning board, mover and a seconder. Moved by Councilor Monroe, second by Councilor McFarland. Comments?
Your worship, for public record, if I could.
Certainly can.
Thank you. I realize this is redundant, and anyone that was at planning already has heard this, but I think it important for public record here as far as council is concerned. I want to begin by acknowledging the staff that we have here in Three Rivers. They have rightly pointed out that this application did not meet or conform to the town's bylaws. A certified mobile home on a lot that already contains a dwelling or is zoned agriculture and lacks central water and sewer, those are clearly criteria that fall outside of the current provisions that we have both in our official plan as well as our bylaws. However, I am asking for council I'm recommending that council that we support this application as we move forward. This applicant, both of these applicants, are trying to find a pathway to an appropriate housing and home ownership during a housing crisis. They are both proposing to live near their family on land that has already supported a mobile home in the past. The property is in a rural area where mobile homes are not unusual. There are currently new mobile homes in both of these areas, so this would not be out of character for any of the surrounding areas. When the town adopted the current bylaw and provisions limiting mobile homes to designated mobile home parks, I believe we may have missed something important. In the former unincorporated communities in the rural areas like these two I'm speaking to both applications right now, just so we are aware. There are situations where mobile homes do fit, both visually and functionally, within the fabric of the community. This is one of these cases for both. We are facing a real and urgent need to find flexible and attainable housing solutions, especially in rural areas. I believe we should be looking at how we can amend the development bylaw in the future to allow for the siting of mobile homes in these rural areas, provided they are compatible with the character of the area and do not compromise the health or safety of those around it. This case and the other application that we have that we're looking at later on tonight both demonstrate there's a gap between what we have as our current bylaw and the reality that we have that is in Three Rivers. I encourage us all to have and consider this seriously as we move ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Van Dyke. Councillor Monroe?
Yeah, thanks for that, Councillor Van Dyke. As a resident of the Wim Road and someone who lives in a 25-year-old mini home myself, John touched on it meets the fabric and not out of place. I was looking through old photo albums at my parents' house last weekend, and in 1982, Gary Masson won the Mobile Home of the Year award in Kings County. If you drive by Gary's today, he has a beautiful home on his property that he built later on. Mini homes and mobile homes are often a stepping stone. Hope for the same thing myself someday to build a home there, but we'll see how that goes. And I'm fully in favor of this as well.
Okay. All in favor of the motion? Aye. All right, okay, motion approved. Motion carried. Okay. We'll move on to 5.5 on page 119. Thanks, Patrick. Okay. Councillor Van Dyke.
This application concerns a 13,600 square foot warehouse with the associated car parking and landscaping that forms the first phase of construction of a feed mill at Pools Corner Industrial Park. The second phase of the project, also shown, will be submitted at a later date as it is subject to further design work. The key planning issues associated with this proposal are considered to be the compatibility of a feed mill within an area designated for light industrial uses, the impact of the development with respect to the highways and environment impacts, and phasing of the development. The proposed development of the feed mill at Pools Corner Industrial Park is consistent with the Town of Three Rivers official plan and fully compliant with the development bylaw. The site is designated as light industrial use and supports key policy objectives related to rural economic development, agricultural support, and job creation. The first phase includes a 13,600 square foot warehouse that meets all zoning and performance standards with no concerns raised by the Department of Transportation or Environment. Appropriate conditions are recommended to address landscaping, waste management, and erosion control during the construction. The proposal is recommended for approval subject to permit conditions, which include a permit valid for 12 months, all work in accordance with approved plans, no waste recycling bins and storage in the front yard, waste recycling bin screening, silt fencing, and approved plans. Therefore, the Town of Three Rivers Planning Board recommends to Council to approve the following motion. Mayor and Council to approve the 13,600 square foot feed mill warehouse with associated car parking and landscaping, Phase 1, at Milton Pool Court, Pools Corner Industrial Park, PID 163493. Condition 1, the permit is valid for 12 months from the date of issue and is only relevant to the 13,600 square feet feed mill warehouse with associated car parking and landscaping, Phase 1 of the project as described. 2, all work must be undertaken in accordance with the approved plans, including the use, locations, and the dimensions provided. Any proposed changes or revisions must be submitted to the development officer for approval. 3, outdoor storage or garbage collection and or recycling bins shall not be permitted within the front yard of the lot. 4, garbage collection and or recycling bins shall be screened by an opaque fence with a minimum height of 1.8 meters. Details of the location and fence type shall be shown on the site plan and submitted to the development officer for approval. 5, silt fencing shall be erected on the south and west property boundaries prior to and for the duration of construction. 6, the approved plans comprise drawings A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6, A7, and A8 received July 3rd, 2025. M1, M2, and M3 dated, received July 3rd, 2025. Drawing Q180458, received July 3rd, 2025. And the application form received July 7th, 2025.
Okay, you've heard the recommendation from planning board. Question, John?
Motion?
Oh. Oh, you're moving the motion? Okay, second? Okay. And all in any questions?
Just a comment
Yeah,
that,
go ahead.
there was a permit issued for some preliminary work on this site before, as per our bylaws. Yeah,
Okay.
permitted, yes, sorry.
Okay, any other comments or questions for Ann?
We see some development in that area.
Yeah, especially
That's
something,
great.
especially something of that size, yes. Okay, all in favor? Okay. Wayne, could you tell Patrick, we're past 5.5? We'll move on to 5.6 on page 135 of your package. Chair Planning Board.
Thank you. The application concerns the siting of a mobile home. The structure would be located within an existing residential parcel in the rural settlement areas and within land zone for agricultural uses. The key planning issues associated with this proposal are considered to be the siting of a mobile home outside of the designated mobile home zoning and housing need. While the need for housing is acknowledged, mobile homes are only permitted within the designated residential mobile home zones and must be serviced by central water and sewer, conditions not met in this case. The subject property is zoned agriculture, where mobile homes are neither permitted nor allowed by special permit use. This would contravene the bylaw. As such, the proposal is not consistent with the town's planning policies and regulations, and refusal is recommended. And so, Planning Board defeated that refusal by a vote of 4-2. Therefore, the Town of Three Rivers Planning Board recommends to Council to approve the following motion. Mayor and Council to approve the proposed siting of a mobile home at 23 Lorne Valley Road, PID 876045. The plans are an application form and drawings received and dated July 15th, 2025. Site plan received July 15th, 2025. CSA Z-240 confirmation received July 16th, 2025.
Okay, you've heard the recommendation from Planning Board. Motion? I need a mover and a seconder. Moved by Councillor Spin, second by Councillor Van Dyke. Any questions for Chair Planning Board? Okay, you have a question? You have,
I'd just like to say that whether it's a mini home or not, we shouldn't be turning anybody away from moving into our town. And I just think, and like on both cases, there was mini home there before, so I think everybody deserves to have somewhere to live.
yeah, I think we need to look at the issue in our bylaws is what needs to happen here, and we definitely will do that for sure. Because this is just something that was overlooked, and yeah, it has caused some concerns, definitely. Okay, all in favor? Aye. Okay, motion carried. Okay, that ends the special meeting. Motion for adjournment, moved by Councillor Monroe, seconded by Councillor Van Dyke. Thank you, everybody, and